Hey everybody, it's Don the AS Lifter. I had a request to talk about something that is real common with the disease I just wanted to talk a little bit about, and that is brain fog. With the disease, with ankylosing spondylitis, it's real common to have brain fog, or this almost, I guess, empty mind. It's just kind of hard to the thought process. It's almost like being burnt out. Your mind just like wants to shut off. So I just want to talk about my experiences with it and kind of what I go through with the brain fog aspect. But with brain fog, with us, it's real common just at a certain point that just like concentration. It's hard to concentrate. It's hard to focus. It's hard to just really stay tuned in when you're given these moments. And for me, I think has a lot to do with fatigue. I think when we get the fatigue aspect or the lack of sleep, which is also real common, I think that's when the brain fog or the concentration issues start coming in. And it goes back to almost like sleep deprivation, or a form of sleep deprivation, or I guess a byproduct of that sleep deprivation. But with the disease, I know with ankylosing spondylitis, the brain fog is real common, a real common aspect in it. And it's hard to explain this to people that are normal or healthy, because they don't experience some of the side effects or some of the other issues we face with ankylosing spondylitis. So I wanted to kind of describe in detail what brain fog does to me. And I know a lot of us are a little bit different, but it's still a real common theme with people with AS. So with me, when I have brain fog, or my brain fog kicks in, it usually comes in after, especially at night where I don't sleep very well, or a couple nights in a row which I don't sleep any well. And for anybody with AS, you may know, sleep, good nights of sleep come. It's like a magical, like winning the lottery. It's like a prize. It doesn't happen very often. I tend to try to take as much sleep aids as I can, mixing them up to keep the effect going. I try to stay natural sleep aids. I don't want to stay away from the pharmaceutical type drugs or anything that's prescribed. I want to do kind of like herbs and supplements that will get me or help me get that sleep, or that deep sleep that it's hard to find. So I think for me, it's when I find out that I don't sleep very well. So if I don't sleep very well, or if I get the aches and pains and I'm up and down, tossing and turning all night, and it's not uncommon for me to toss, turn, get up, walk around, move. I may get up 2 or 3 times in a night on a good night. I can't get that solid 8 hours of sleep. It's just almost elusive to me. But for me, when I get that lack of sleep, especially for a day or two or a couple days in a row, I'll start having what they call brain fog issues. And I go through this state. It's almost like you're daydreaming, or you just like, I don't know how to explain. It's like your mind just goes like blank. Nothing really wants to process through. You're just kind of tired. You're almost like in a zombie type state, and it's real hard to concentrate or stay focused in. It's kind of frustrating, for somebody like myself with ankylosing spondylitis, because there's nothing we can really do about it. It's part of the disease that most doctors and stuff don't want to talk about, or they kind of seem to want to ignore, that it's it doesn't really exist. And even I find this even within my own doctors, even though they have AS patients and they understand AS, they really don't understand the disease. I think that's real common in the medical community, and for most doctors it's even worse than that. They really don't even have a clue what AS is. They just see what they think that they get out of a medical book, but no understanding of the disease. So for me, when I have these issues, I try my best to stay focused. Even around like the kids and my wife, I'll zone out in times, and she'll ask me like, "Hey, why ain't you concentrating?" Or, "Hey, you ain't listening to me," or, "Hey, don't you hear me?" And it's not that I don't listen or I'm not concentrating, or I don't want to. It just means I'm just in this mental like state of like nothingness. That focus, that fog, everything that's involved with that is real common, with AS patients. And some degrees you get into the mental fog and the mental issues where you really can't focus, you really can't concentrate well enough, and sometimes it affects your other issues like work, life, relationships, family, and even your mental health and your mental well-being. It gets, like I said, it gets frustrating. It gets aggravating. There's not much any of us can do about it. We fight those daily battles from time to time. For people that don't have AS, or the loved ones, or the loved ones of people with ankylosing spondylitis, and not just that, I think this is real common also with other chronic diseases or other chronic issues, other autoimmune conditions, that people that have these issues, that fatigue and is real common, and it's kind of, I guess, a cross relationship between all the chronic diseases. And I think mental fog kind of comes into that. I know it's common in fibro. I know it's common also in like lupus and everything else, just like it is with AS. So for the loved ones out there, all I can ask, or all I can say is be patient. Sometimes it's not that we're not paying attention, or it's not that we're zoned out, or it's not that we just are just mindless. It's just that we get in these states sometimes where we can't focus mentally. It's just like I said, sometimes your mind just doesn't want to process anymore. It's like blank. And it's kind of weird because for me, even when I sleep at night, it's like my brain won't shut off. It's like my brain's just like going, and then it hits this wall. And once it hits this wall, it's like it's done. I mean, it's cooked or baked. So if you ever been into a mental state to where like you get mental overload and you start burning out, or you get that burned out feeling, like you're just like, man, my mind's burnt, I'm gone. That's brain fog. That's the beginning of what we deal with every day. And it's something we fight with every day. It's pretty common, and that's just a kind of a taste of what brain fog is over hours and days. So please, be patient with us. It's not something we intentionally do. It's not something that we can really change. It's just something that we deal with, and it kind of affects our families and our relationships, our loved ones, and our jobs and our careers at times because of it, and our friendships. And it sucks. It really does. It really sucks because we don't really want to deal with it. We really don't want to do it, but there's not much we can do. It doesn't go away. It doesn't change. So I hope that kind of explains a little bit of what we deal with on the brain fog side. Again, my name is Don Markham. I'm the AS lifter. I'm on YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Follow me. Also share the posts that mean something to you. Share them with loved ones. Share them with the community. I'm trying to, in these videos, I'm trying to outreach and promote awareness for our disease, because a lot of people out there just don't understand what we go through or everything else. So I hope, this video, it helps kind of put some clarity to it. Again, click that subscribe button. Like my YouTube channel. Also, I'm on Instagram as Texas Markham. I'm also on Facebook as Don Markham, a fitness journey with ankylosing spondylitis. Thank you, everybody. And again, Robin, thank you for giving me this inspiration for this video. Good night, everybody. And fight on.